All right, we're back. We're on lesson 12.4. We're on our last lesson of customary units, and this is customary units of liquid volume. You can also call it capacity, how much a container can have inside of it. So this little guy is 2 fluid ounces. That is liquid volume. So notes, we have about 1 page of notes, maybe a little more, and then we have a little drawing to help us remember, because we have a lot of different units today. Kind of like the same as when we did, I think it was length, where we had several. No, it was it was length. So here we go. Same as before. If we have a large unit, and remember unit not number, and we're converting that to a small unit, we multiply, because the number needs to get bigger. We're going from tons to pounds, that number's got to get bigger. And opposite, if we have a small unit and we're converting it to a large unit, we're going to divide. So I know we put that on the last 2 lessons, and we're going to continue with that. So our formulas for today. We have 7, 8. We have 8 today. So this is going to be the most in terms of formulas that we've done so far. So let's start with converting between, and I'm just going to put the formulas that our book has. There's several more than what we're going to put, but for today, this is all that we're going to need. So we're going to need to know how to go from cups to fluid ounces. Cups are larger than fluid ounces. A large unit to a small unit, we're going to multiply by 8, because our trusty measurement conversions paper tells us there are 8 fluid ounces in 1 cup. So again, I'm referring back to this paper. If you haven't copied it or printed it yet, you're going to want to do that. It's definitely going to come in handy. It's something you're going to, well, I can tell you through middle school for sure, you're going to be using this information at one point or another during the year. All right, so an example problem. If we had 6 cups and we wanted to change that to fluid ounces, I'm going to abbreviate, sort of like our book does. How do we do that? Well, we know it's times 8. They give us 6, so it's just simply 6 times 8. And 6 times 8 is 48. Again, if you know your math facts, this is going to go a lot quicker. If you have to look at a multiplication chart, that's okay, but it is going to slow you down. And 48 fluid ounces would be our full answer. Zoom that in for you a little bit. Next up, we're going to convert from pints to cups, pint to cup. So large to small, multiply. Multiply by what? Well, how many cups are in 1 pint? 1 pint equals 2 cups, so 2 is our magic number for this. Pint to cup times 2. And a pint is 16 fluid ounces. So it is the same as 2 cups, because we know 1 cup is 8 fluid ounces. 2 cups is 16 fluid ounces, and 2 cups is is called a pint. So our example here, if we had 12 pints, how many cups does that equal? Well, the number they gave us is 12. Our formula is times 2. That's easy. 24, and we're converting it to cups. 24 cups would be our answer. Now we're going to move on to pints to fluid ounces. And we talked about just on this last one that a pint is 16 fluid ounces, so that's going to be our magic number for this. We are going large to small again, so that's going to be times 16. So an example problem for this, 2 pints equals how many fluid ounces? Number they give us is 2. Our formula says it's times 16. 2 times 16, that is 32. And 32 fluid ounces, that would be our answer. All right, so that's it for pints. We're going to move on to quarts. So we're going to have 2 formulas converting quarts. We're going to start with quarts to cups. Quarts are large, cups are much smaller. Magic number, cups to quart, 4 cups in 1 quart. So this is our large, this is our small. We're going to multiply again. Multiply by 4. For example, if we have 5 quarts of something, and we want to convert that to cups, what do? We take the number they give us, we plug in our formula, 5 times 4, that equals 20, 20 cups would be our answer. Now we're going to move on to quarts to pints. Remember, a pint is just 2 cups. But we're still going from a large unit to a small unit, so that is going to be multiplication. If there's 2 cups in 1 pint, and there's 4 cups in a quart, we've got to half that number. So our formula here is just going to be times 2. For example, if we had 4 quarts, and we want to convert that to pints. Pretty easy. Take the number they give us 4, plug in our formula, times 2, and that equals 8, and our unit is pints. You might be thinking, how do you know there's 2 pints in a quart, or how do you know it's times 2? Well, using 2 things here. Our basis for all of our conversions, we're converting a large unit to a small unit, we multiply. From a small unit to a large unit, we divide. How do we know the number? How many pints are in 1 quart? 2 pints equals 1 quart. So it's all here. We're just writing it down, and if you're writing it down, you're smart because you're going to have it to look at, and it's going to tell you exactly what to do when you get to the problem yourself. All right, so quarts to cups, quarts to pints. We're not going to have anything today with cups to fluid ounces, so we're going to move on to our last 3 formulas. So that's going to start with gallons. So all of these today, we're going from a large unit to a small unit, so we're going to be multiplying on all of them. Gallons to cups. Large to small, we know that's multiply by how much? How many cups are in 1 gallon? Well, it doesn't exactly say on this. But we know there's 4 quarts in 1 gallon, 4 quarts, and there's 4 cups in 1 quart. So 4 times 4, that's 16. So times 16. Example, if we had 3 gallons and we want to convert that to cups, 3 times 16. Let's see. 3 times 16. 3 times 10 is 30. 3 times 6 is 18. 30 plus 18 equals 48. And our unit is cups. Gallons to pints. Again, large to small. How many pints are in a gallon? Let's see. There's 4 quarts in 1 gallon. And there's 2, even though it doesn't say, there are two pints in each quart. That's going to give us 8. 8 pints equals 1 gallon. I'll add that to my list. Times 8. For example, if we had 5 gallons of something and we want to convert that to pints, remember they give us 5. Formula times 8. 5 times 8 is 40. Our end unit is pints. We have one more formula. I don't want to write on the next page. We're going to need that full page for our drawing. So I'm just going to go ahead and turn and write right here on the margin. Similar to what we've been doing. Now we're going to go gallons to quarts. Large gallon, smaller quart. Times. How many quarts in 1 gallon? 4 quarts in 1 gallon, so 4 is our magic number. Example, if we had 4 gallons and we want to convert that to quarts, 4 times 4 equals 16 quarts. So that takes care of our formulas, our conversions. This is definitely going to come in handy with the work in the book and on Think Central today. So we're going to draw a little guy over here. Doesn't really look like a guy, but his name is Captain Capacity. Capacity's same as liquid volume. Other teachers use different names. I'm sticking with Captain Capacity. So we're going to draw a giant, and I want it to take up your whole paper. Giant G. G for gallons. So in 1 gallon, we have, and you got to fill up this space here. Don't want to make things small because we're going to be writing inside of each of these. So going from largest unit to smallest unit, we have a gallon. Our next smallest is quarts, and we have 4 quarts in a gallon. So I'm going to draw 4 large capital Q's. Make them big. Use up all that space, because we got to, inside each of these Q's, we're going to put a couple things. Now, if we look here, going in order of largest to smallest, we got gallons, we got quarts, so pints are next, and in each quart are 2 pints. So I need to make these big. 2 pints in 1 quart. So I'm going to put 2 P's in each of these Q's, and I want to make that rounded part of the P pretty big, because I got to draw some other things in there. Gallons, quarts, pints. Next we have cups. 4 cups in a quart. Well, we don't have quarts. 2 cups in a pint. Okay, so in each of these P's, we're going to put 2 C's. And again, make them pretty big. Take up that space. And that's pretty much it for captain capacity. If we wanted to, if you made your letters big enough, what you could do is just note that there's 8 fluid ounces in each cup. Fluid ounces. If you don't have enough room for the 8, that's okay. So how is this captain capacity helpful to us? Well, we can take a look at the captain. And if someone asked us how many cups are in a gallon, we could just count all the C's inside the G. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. There are 16 cups in a gallon. How many pints are in a quart? Well, here's 1 quart, and we have 2 P's for pint. So that's where it can be helpful for those of you that are a little bit more visual learners. This might be a little bit easier for you to see how much is in each of these units. So make sure you get that all copied down. Got our conversions over here, got our drawing of captain capacity, and you're going to want to use this when you get to the math book and to Think Central.